Hello YouTube, I'm Hills on the Hunt, welcome back to the channel, and in this video today we have my weekly watches, so let's go. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, like I said, in this video we have my weekly watches. There's seven seems to be the good number. To be fair, I'm quite happy to get to 7 as well, considering up until Wednesday I haven't watched anything. Just work and kind of life just getting in the way, but yeah, I managed to bank a few movies on a Thursday when I'm working from home, and yeah, got a couple in yesterday night as well. So yeah, it worked out quite nicely. But a nice little mix again. Some old, some new, some weird, and some weirder. All the things you expect from my channel. So yeah, we'll go into them. And then yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. So let's get stuck in. All right, so we bookend the week with some weird gore. We started it with this Ritual of Death. It's a Brazilian splatter movie by director Fauzi Mansour, starring Olaya Cohen, Karina Patanik, Chao Hoover, and Serafim Gonzalez. Now, looking at the cover, it looks bonkers. Even the back, you can see that. It's a little bit out there, but I tell you what, I had so much fun with this. It's a first time watch for me. It was picked up as part of my Strange Vice order, which is on my last video. Yeah, I had a great time. It's in English, so there's nothing in terms of subtitles or anything to worry about. But yeah, the movie revolves around a acting troupe who reenact an Egyptian kind of situation. Egyptian ritual they try and reincarnate, and yeah, by doing that, by redoing the Egyptian ritual, they unleash a demon, because why wouldn't you? And not just any demon. Yeah, it's a very very hot female demon, who's trying to like corrupt guys into releasing her master from his tomb, and this guy is sadistic. He's someone who kind of led all of his people, all of his followers, to suicide. So yeah, he sounds like a charming guy. This female, like Lord, not Lord, I don't know what you would call her. Spirit, vengeful spirit, I guess you would call her. But she basically seduces guys to kind of get her to join her. And one of the guys in the troupe, Brad, if you can see him there, is corrupted by her. Now, this is where the splatter and the gore and everything comes in, because as he's changing from good to evil, his face turns red. There's blood pouring down. There's like goo and gup and all kinds of crap coming out of his mouth, and it's what you'd expect in any kind of zombie movie. Lots of it happening. Yeah, as the movie goes on, the blood and the gore and the violence just ramps up. It's seriously weird, but so much fun. If you want something just to kind of switch off from your brain and not have to worry about anything, yeah, this is good. I mean, it's not a very long runtime. I think it was about 90 minutes, give or take. Yeah, really, really enjoyable fun. Running along the lines of, I'm trying to think what would be similar. Think of like Italian zombie movies, like your Fulci style zombie movies with zombies just having all the white, like almost like marshmallow style stuff coming out of their mouth. Yeah, it was really good fun, and some really, really inventively brutal kills. Lots of limbs and body parts getting unattached from where they should be. Insides getting ripped out. All the fun you would want in a zombie kind of devil movie. But yeah, I had a really, really good time with this one. Great start to the week, and I'm happy to check out the rest from the Strange Vice order. But yeah, Ritual of Death is the first one. All right, so the next one in the week we followed up, we went completely different, was The Mad Magician. From 1954, directed by John Brahm, starring Vincent Price, Mary Murphy, Eva Gabor, and John Emery. You know what? This was again brand new watch for me. Um, yeah, really enjoyable. So the movie revolves around Vincent Price's character, who goes by the name Gallico the Great. He's a magician and a inventor of magic, or inventor of magic tricks. And he's trying to kind of get his foot in the door in terms of being a bigger performer and yeah, just making himself famous really. He puts on a show and he does really well. He gets really, really like good views from the crowd and everything. But his manager is a greedy soul, um, and basically he tells Gallico that look, we can't use you anymore, um, and we want your tricks performed by another magician. I believe it's Ronaldo. I can't remember his full name. Ronaldo the Great or something along those lines. Played by another magician, and yeah, the idea is that they want to take all of Gallico's hard work and all of his inventiveness and give it to another magician to perform all these tricks. Um, and that turns Vincent Price, Gallico, into just, he completely loses the plot. All of his hard work has been taken, and yeah, he just turns psychomaniacal and starts seeking revenge. Um, in very, very inventive ways using his machinery. Uh, you know what? The thing I enjoyed about this movie is it was just so different to kind of all the magic style movies, because what happens after, once he starts taking revenge on people, obviously police are going to start snooping around, people are going to go missing, and questions are going to be asked. But what he does was so clever. I don't want to say too much because there might be people who want to watch this. It's not really a spoiler alert. The movie came out in 1954. You've had chances. So, um, basically he rips out molds of their face and then builds a mask on it, and he goes out and masquerades as that person, to kind of avert any kind of, you know, questions being asked and so on and so forth. So almost like the people aren't dead but are dead. And obviously, you know, in these situations, things like this never end well. Pieces start falling apart, you know, and the end is the end, and whatever happens, happens. But I would highly recommend, if you have not seen this one, I'd highly recommend it. Another one into the black and white movie collection, another one in the Vincent Price collection for watching. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Good fun, very, very, like I said, very, very inventive movie for its time. Some great magician's tools in terms of, you know, the cut an assistant in half saw and hiding people in, all that kind of stuff. Everything you'd expect from a magician show, you'll find in this movie. But yeah, really, really enjoyable, this one. The Mad Magician. If you enjoy movies like this and you enjoy Vincent Price, I'd highly give this one a go. Apparently, according to the back of the box, there's a 3D version as well, which I may need to seek out, because some of the stuff that happens in this movie would look really, really cool in 3D. Yeah, but we'll give it a go. We'll try and find it. But yeah, Mad Magician. Alright, we completely carried on going left field, and we ended up with Cyborg. I'll show the title there. From 1989, directed by Albert Pune, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Deborah Richter, and Vincent Klein. I had fun with this. I haven't seen a martial arts style like Van Damme movie in a very long time. I may need to start getting back on them. There was a few that I really enjoyed. Double Impact was fun. Absent Without Leave is just brilliant. I'd never seen this one, and I picked it up in a German Blu-ray bundle. So yeah, just obviously sidebar. I know I said at the start of the year that I was selling all of my Blu-rays, but I've kind of got myself in a position where I'm a lot happier with my collecting, and I'm just picking up bits. So you may see more Blu-rays coming along with the DVDs and VHS and stuff like that. It's just, I'm a lot content with what I'm collecting. Not trying to double up too much on certain things. But yeah, so this is staying, and this was enjoyable. It's set in a kind of post-apocalyptic world. The world has almost been wiped out by a plague, wipes out humanity, but there's a few survivors, and scientists are trying to find a cure to try and rebuild the world again. there's a cyborg who has some information that might help them and is trying to get to Atlanta to help them. And then you've got a bunch of villains, what would you call them? Pirates, outlaws, who are trying to stop that from happening because they want to control the world. And yeah, so Jean-Claude Van Damme is the one who is trying to assist the cyborg to get across to where they need to go, while trying to fight all these outlaws and pirates. He has an assistant, he has a friend with him, and she's pretty badass. So yeah, so you know what, it was good. It was what you'd expect from a 1989 movie. For a movie from that time, it was very well made. Cyborgs look cool. The fight scenes really look cool. Vincent Klein's character, Fender, I think his name was. Drawing a blank. But he was your typical kind of big, bulky badass with the long dreads and bad attitude. The fight scenes between him and Van Damme were very, very well done. It was, you know what, it was one of those movies where you didn't have to kind of think too much, just sit down, enjoy the madness. You know what you get with if you've seen a Van Damme movie, you've kind of seen them all. Lots of martial arts, lots of brutal killings and violence and lots of gore, and I had fun with this. There is a Fender, you can see it there in that image. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Uber violent. I mean, it's not going to take over the world. It's not going to win Oscars. But if you want a couple of hours just to kind of sit down and just watch some endless nonsense, violence, you can go. You can't go much farther than this. But yeah, middle of the road for me, but enjoyable enough. Cyborg. We followed that up with a trip back to 1977 with Hitchhike. Starring Franco Nero, Corinne Clery, the gorgeous Corinne Clery, and the very, very creepy David Hess. So before I go into the movie, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the incredible score on this movie from Ennio Morricone. Just phenomenal, seriously so good. I mean, you see a lot of his stuff in a lot of the Giallo style movies, but the one on this was just phenomenal. Like, seriously so good. Like, very, very catchy, very, very kind of upbeat and entertaining enough for a movie that's like quite grim and disturbing in places. You get a real counterbalance to it. So yeah, if you watch this movie just for the score itself, it's worth picking up. Pretty messed up movie though. So Hitchhike revolves around Nero and Cleary, who are husband and wife, Walter and Eve. They are going on a cross-country trip. They don't like each other. They're like, if there ever was a movie where the hero was a complete douche and was worse than the villain, then that would be Franco Nero. He's a drunk, he's abusive, he talks crap about his wife all the time. He's just obnoxious and horrible, and he's the hero in this movie. Alleged the hero. But my God, he's a horrible human being. And then you got Corinne Cleary on the other side, who's just an angel. Like, she really is. She spends a lot of the movie in the nude. So for those of you out there, yeah, she is a Bush supporter as well. Which is what you expect in the 70s movie. But yeah, it was a great even without throwing David Hess in, like, just these two, the interaction between the two of them was so good. They really hated each other, and then they loved each other, and then they hated each other, and they hated each other even more. And yeah, it was just, and then they saw people in love, and they kind of rekindled how they felt about each other. But Franco Nero was a horrible human being. As they're driving along, they pick up a hitchhiker, who is David Hess. If I saw David Hess on the side of the road and he was a hitchhiker, I'd be driving straight past. I've seen enough of his movies to know that this guy is not doing well. He's bad in this, but my God, watch him on Last House on the Left. Oof, That's an uncomfortable watch. And there are some uncomfortable scenes in this. It starts off really well, like they're all happy, joy, and then he starts hitting on Eve, and that turns Franco Nero angry, and that's when David Hess switches. He pulls out a gun, and then he takes over the journey, and all he wants to do is he's stolen some money. I think it's like $2 million, and all he wants to do is get over the border. And he's even promised these guys that he'll split the money with them. But the three characters are so over egotistical in terms of how they want to behave, they won't allow each other to kind of enjoy it. Walter's just insane. He's just drunk all the time. Corinne Cleary just wants to get this over with, and David Hess is just trying to sleep with her. Whatever chance he gets, whether she agrees to it or she doesn't, which leads to a very, very uncomfortable scene later on in the movie. But it's worth watching. The ending payoff will give you everything you need to know about Franco Nero's character, Walter. Yeah, really enjoyed this. First time watch. Very, very much enjoyed this one. If you can get your hands on it and you don't mind a bit of 70s exploitation style movie, yeah, you can't go much worse than this. Hitchhike, give it a go. Alrighty, so we snuck a western in after that with Red Sun, starring Charles Bronson, Ursula Andress, Toshihiro Mifune, and Alain Delon, from 1971, directed by Terence Young. So I've said before, I'm trying to get into more westerns, and yeah, I've picked up a few recently, so lots to kind of get stuck into and delve. Yeah, I enjoyed this. This revolved around a Japanese voice was going there. It's rolled around a Japanese ambassador who's coming to the US, and he's delivering a priceless golden sword to the American president. As with most things that happen in westerns in the West, there are outlaws, and they basically jump on the train and take it. And one of the outlaws is Link Stewart, played by Charles Bronson. The other one is Gauche, played by Alain Delon. Gauche? I think it's Gauche. And yeah, so they've enlisted the help of Mexican bandits to take over the American the police, not police force, but the army who's going on the journey with the Japanese ambassador. But what happens in the end is Gauche. I'll get the name right at some point. I think it's Gauche. Basically leaves Link behind and runs away with the money and the sword. And the ambassador's bodyguard, Kuroda, played by Toshihiro Mifune, is on the run, and he demands that Link come with him. So these two people who don't like each other, who are both going after two separate things, have to work together. The interactions between the two of them are really good. Both are very straight-faced, both are very miserable, both don't want to communicate much, but they still make it work somehow. I have no idea how they didn't kill each other, but there you go. And yeah, they end up in a town where Gauche's girlfriend is living, played by Ursula Andress, and she stays in a brothel style place. So they stay there while things are looking, and yeah, Link doesn't believe that she doesn't know where Gauche is. There's some really funny scenes in there, some really, really not meant to be funny, but funny scenes. Really enjoyable. They then take off, the three of them, to go find Gauche. And then you have your kind of final fight scene where everything just goes crazy. Really enjoyable. I tell you what, I haven't seen many Charles Bronson movies, so I may have to look into a few more. I get the feeling there's not going to be much kind of change of character. I think he's just going to be very, very straight edged and straight faced in terms of every movie you see him in. But that's fine with me. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. And Toshihiro Mifune was brilliant. Like, I really enjoyed him as a character. Um, just trying to be very, very serious because he's obviously the bodyguard of the ambassador, and he's got one job, like a machine. He's got one job. He wants to get this sword back. But yeah, Charles Bronson's character just kind of just makes him turn off from where he wants to be. And there's a scene with him and a lady in a brothel, which was just funny, but very good. Yeah, overall, this wasn't a bad little movie. Like I said, I'm getting more and more into westerns, so I kind of watch the movies because I don't know much about westerns and that style of culture. I just kind of watch it as a new movie, so I take the whole western element out of it, and I find that I enjoy it a little bit more because I'm just watching it for what it is. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. This was a good time. So yeah, Red Sun. All right, so we carried on with The Home from 2025, directed by James DeMonaco, starring Pete Davidson, John Glover, Ethan Phillips, Bruce Altman, Mary Lee Talkington, David Morland, Matthew Miniero, and a million other people. Yeah, the movie here revolves all around Pete Davidson's character. As a kid, him and his older brother are put into a foster home, and at a young age, his brother goes missing, presumed dead, but he's gone missing for a very, very long time. Pete Davidson's character is a rebel in itself, and one too many kind of arrests and breaches and whatnot, he ends up kind of having to do community service in a retirement home because they think it would keep him calm and relaxed and in an environment that's just very, very peaceful. There's not much he can do. And for the first couple of days, it starts going really well. He's settling in, he's getting to know some of the guests and enjoying it. And then bit by bit, things start happening. He's told never to go onto the 4th floor because there's just stuff up there. It's just like blocked off for anyone. But him being him, he doesn't listen to anyone. His name is Max in the movie. Max doesn't listen to anyone, and yeah, he's just kind of just a horrible like sight when he gets up there. He gets attacked by one of the things on the 4th floor, but it looks like he's attacking them. One of the older orderlies there, he has a thing against him. He just doesn't like him. He's just trying to get him out, like, no matter how many times he can try. And the movie revolves on, and it starts getting creepier and creepier, and bodies start piling up. People start dying in brutal ways. Like, there's a woman who like falls out of a window and ends up on a gate, just like pierced into the gate. That was quite grim. And things start happening to him. He's having hallucinations and visions at night, until he starts piecing things together. And yeah, then you have your payoff right at the end. Like, there's the first kind of 85% of the movie, there's not a lot of gore. Like I said, apart from that death and a couple of little bits in the middle, it's just little sporadic bits of gore. It's more the story in terms of him trying to piece everything together. The last 10 minutes, it ramps up big time. There is just blood, gore, body parts flying everywhere. Yeah, it's just, once he pieces everything together, and inevitably the truth comes out about what's been happening with the retirement home, with his family, with everything. Everything hits the fan, and yeah, then you have your bloody gory ending to me even telling you it's a bloody gory ending, just go watch it for yourself, because what happens in that final 10 minutes engulfs what happens in the first kind of 85% of the movie. Yeah, I would have liked to have, I don't know, I mean, I watched it it was there, but I just feel like it was missing something. And I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know if you've seen it. Let me know what you think. But there was just something missing out of it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like a bad movie at all. But I just felt like there was just something missing. There was just that little bit of magic somewhere in the middle. It just felt like it kind of just lumbered along in the middle. And I felt putting a bit at the end in the middle would have been quite nice. I don't know. Let me know if you watched it. Like I said, you see the rating, so it was like I didn't hate it, but I felt it could have been better for what it was. But yeah, The Home. Let me know what you think. And then, like I said at the beginning, we bookended the week with The Zombie Dead, or as it goes by its other name, Burial Ground, from 1981, directed by Andrea Bianchi, starring Karen Vole, Gianluigi Ciruzzi, Mariangela Giordino, Antonella Antieri, Simone Mattiol, and Pietro Barzacchettini. Sorry. Do you ever find yourself when you're sat at home trying to think of something to watch and you think, oh, I don't want to watch something chilled, I don't want to watch something old, I don't want to watch something common. What I want is I want a movie that has little to no plot whatsoever, full of zombies and nonsense and horny teens who just have sex as much as they want and as many times as they want, worms, mush, gore, and a bit of incest thrown in. Do you ever feel like that, or is it just me? Just me? No? Okay. Here's your movie, The Zombie Dead. Because it has all of that in there. There's not much of a plot. The movie revolves around an archaeology professor who finds a crypt/tomb, opens it up, and finds that there are a bunch of undead zombies in there. He covers it up, he closes it up, but not properly. He then invites a bunch of his friends or a bunch of people that he knows to come and look at his discovery. By the time they get there, he's already been mutilated and eaten by the zombies. So they decide just to have sex. As you do, as you do. So you have this movie with a bunch of zombies, like weird zombie faces and weird mangly dress gowns with worms and maggots and all kinds of creepy stuff coming out of their faces. Like, they looked spectacularly cool. Like, get one thing straight, right? The Italians, in terms of zombie movies, knew what they were doing. They were just like, yeah, that looks weird, let's just throw it in. I read a Letterboxd review on someone, and someone just put, Italian director, they have a worms, mamma mia. That's it. That's what you needed, and that's everything you have in this movie. It is so far out there, but it's so much fun. Yeah, the kills are fun. There are weird things happening. Even while the zombie apocalypse is going on, you've got all these teenagers, like all these teens still trying to have sex with each other. It's just, what the hell is happening? And that's not even the weirdest part of the movie. You got a mother and her son. Now the son, I think, is an actor. He's supposed to be a 12-year-old kid, but he's played by about 25 or 35-year-old actor who's got dwarfism. So he just looks old, and he's got some incestuous feelings towards his mother. Yeah, why would you not throw that in as well? Because why would you not throw that in as well? Yeah, it says it on the back here: gut munching, entrail spewing, bloodlusting. This is one of the best zombie films you'll ever see. You know what? It was super fun, super silly, super just out there. There is no plot to what happens. There barely is an ending. It just kind of just there, just ends. But yeah, I had a brilliant time with it. I mean, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. This was wild. This was out there. It's on the Vitco label, Zombie Dead. That was a weird, wonderful, wild ending to the week of movies. Yeah, let me know what you thought. You've seen my reviews. You've seen the Letterboxd scores up in the top corner while I've been doing them. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.